Welcome back to the Real Estate Rat Pack Radio Show with Chris, Joe, and Rob. The crew is taking your calls, so dial in at 1-800-808-5548.
And welcome back to the Real Estate Rat Pack Show. Time flies when you're having fun. We're up against our last segment right now, and it's a segment after my own heart as well.
And we are talking about working with seniors and real estate and their needs and concerns. So,
that is correct. And one of the things we always get, I can tell you from a finance perspective, I get a lot of phone calls a lot of times, and people will call in and say, hey, Chris, do you offer reverse mortgages? And the very first thing I say is, call Gary Wood. That is who you need to. How you doing, buddy?
Great. Thanks for having me in.
Thank you very much for coming. Let us know a little about who you are and what you do, if you don't mind.
My name is Gary Wood. I head the reverse mortgage team at Pro Lending Mortgage. We're located in Webster, but we do reverse mortgages all over Texas. And what we do is we help folks that are 62 or older who would like to have more money coming in for their personal finances. We help make that happen for them.
And do me a favor, describe what a reverse mortgage is.
Reverse mortgage is a HUD program. It came into being during the Reagan administration, and it gives the senior homeowner a cash advance on a portion of their home equity. And they have several options to choose from in which to receive their money, and they continue to own their home, they continue to live in their home, and their monthly principal and interest payment is optional. They don't have to make that. Every month they can pay all of that at the end of the loan term, which is 6 to 12 months after they sell, move, or pass on.
Wow. And do you have to have a home that is free and clear to do this?
No,
or not?
No. In fact, I took an application this past week, and the homeowner's main goal was to get out from under their current mortgage. And so we're going to pay that mortgage off. Because they had a substantial mortgage, we're only going to have enough money to do that. But they'll be getting out from under their monthly home payment, which would really increase their monthly cash flow.
And the reason I was asking that, I had no idea until my father called me up about a month ago and said, I just completed my reverse mortgage. And my first question was, who'd you use and why you didn't tell me, right? But the second question was, but Dad, you owed money on the property. I did not know that you could actually... What he essentially did is he retired the debt without having a monthly payment anymore. Didn't take any cash out or anything. He had plenty of equity in his property. He just didn't want to make a monthly payment anymore.
Right.
And so I didn't realize you could actually do that.
And one of the things I was curious about, they pass away. What happens to the property?
Well, the property is part of their estate. So whoever owns the property, whoever inherits the estate owns
needs
that
to call
property.
Kim.
Right. Right. But that's kind of the triggering event that once the homeowner stops living in the home, then the loan becomes due. And they have 6 months to pay that off. And that can be extended 3 months and then another 3 months at the discretion of the lender. But what usually happens is the children will sell the house and pay the reverse mortgage off and pay the closing costs and then divide the proceeds that remain. But the lender doesn't care if the house is sold or not. They just want to be paid off. So if there's life insurance or some other means to pay the loan off, they can do that. Or if one of the children wants to keep the house, then they can get regular mortgage from Chris, and that can pay off the reverse mortgage, and they can just start making
payments. Do you see
payments.
a lot of that where they'll have the bank or the mortgage company to be the beneficiary of an insurance policy that it'll be paid off upon their demise, something like that? Where the insurance will pay it off. You see that happen a lot.
Sometimes we see that happen. I'm working with a client now where her father is the homeowner and she's the caregiver, and she wants to remain in the house. And I said, well, is your father in good health? And she said, yes. I said, well, get life insurance. He needs to get a life insurance policy that will cover the cost of the reverse mortgage. Then when he passes on, you can pay the mortgage off and own the house free and clear. So there are different strategies you can use.
What's the number one thing that people misunderstand about a reverse mortgage?
Sometimes a lot of what I get is that, well, if I do this, then the bank owns my house, or I won't own my house anymore. And I said, well, when you bought the house, did you have a mortgage? Yes, we had a mortgage. Well, did the bank own your house then? Who owned the house? Well, I own the house. I said, it's the exact same thing. You were the owner of your house. The person that had the lender that held your mortgage held the first lien. And so that's what we do. You continue to own your house, and your first lien is with the reverse mortgage lender.
Now, I know that you and I talked outside of this when we had called to invite you on the show, And you had talked about what great timing it was because there was a lot of big changes headed down dealing with reverse mortgages, specifically in Texas.
Right.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Two big things are on the horizon. One is really close. Starting October 1st, for applicants that get their FHA case number assigned October 1st or after, they're going to get about 15% less because HUD is changing the program. They're always in an ongoing effort to keep the program or make the program as self-sustaining as possible. And so there are a couple of steps that a homeowner would have to take before they get their case number assigned. And the main one would be to book and take their required reverse mortgage counseling, which is an hour and a half by phone, and get their certificate of completion. Then I can take their application and get their case number assigned. That's really quick. So if anybody's listening that's interested, they would need to use me or somebody else to make that happen like very soon so we can get your case number assigned within the next week. And the other thing that's happening is in every state, including Texas, a homeowner can get a reverse mortgage on the house that they're currently living in on their primary residence. But in every other state but Texas, a senior can buy a house and a realtor can sell that house to them with a reverse mortgage for purchase loan. And that is where the reverse mortgage is your home loan. That's your regular financing. And there are a couple of advantages to that. It's easier to qualify for, and like with the reverse mortgage refinance, their monthly principal and interest payment is optional. So November 5th is Election Day, and on the ballot, that's going to be one of the items statewide, is that it's going to be up for a vote to amend the Texas Constitution to allow reverse mortgage for purchase in Texas, just like every other state has always had it.
That's a pretty big deal. It would impact how people buy and sell real estate in Texas, so that's a pretty big deal.
Yes.
From a selfish motivation here is, now, it's something I did want to say. I'll give you a testimony that I've known you now for several years, and you're kind of the stereotype of a guest we have on the show. They're all experts. They're all people who really know what they're doing. That's who we invite on the show. But I wanted to give you a little personal testimony. Gary, in reverse mortgages aren't credit-based. So from that standpoint, you and I aren't referral partners. We don't refer, you don't send folks to me because they have credit issues that are unable to to get the loan. But Gary wanted to drive all the way across town to sit down with me so that he better understood what I did as a credit improvement company so that he could better refer clients to me when he did come across those people. He wanted to make sure he had that knowledge level to be able to communicate that to his clients, and it shows that level of concern and care about what he does so he's better informed. This is a testimony to do what you love, because 3 years later, here we are, and he got invited on the show. He made that much of an impact on me as a person who cared about what he did, that as soon as we had a show about this, I'm like, we got to have Gary on.
Yep.
So here you sit. But as credit hasn't been an issue, is that one of the things? Is there something on the horizon about that? Because I seem to think that you had told me something about that.
Yes, there is. And next year I will be sending clients to you, Joe, it looks like, because there will be a financial assessment starting in January on all reverse mortgage loans. And it will probably be lesser than with a regular loan, what people that do what I do call forward mortgage, like what Chris does. But as of right now, we take a credit report, but we just do that to see if there are liens that are going to affect the application. There's no financial assessment per se, but that's going to change in January.
What's the loan limit?
The loan is a percentage of the appraised value, and it's based on the homeowner's age. And the older they are, the higher that percentage is. And for a 62-year-old, for example, it's about 62%, and for a 90-year-old, it's around 77%.
Wow.
Well, we're coming up to the final minutes of the show,
lightning round,
and we want to make sure we always, we want to give our guests an opportunity to give a parting thought. If there was, one last thing you wanted to share with the guests,
and I want to lead one of ours because I had a big question of Kim. Is there a lot of people think that you have to be rich to do a trust, and you had a great answer for that.
Most of my clients do trust in wealth is not an issue as far as a taxable estate. They do trust for young parents, you can take all those beneficiary designated assets and put them in the trust and control them if something happens to the parents. For our older clients, it's maybe to protect their kids against predators, creditors, divorce themselves if they're not good with money. So they don't want to leave them a lot of money and have them blow through it. So there's a lot of issues in why people choose trust, and there's a lot of good reasons for doing so.
Kim, right now we're coming against our lightning round. Do me a favor. Let us know, 20 seconds or less, what do you want everybody to leave this show knowing about you or what you provide?
Well, thank you. I would like for people to know that we offer free consultations. They can call our office at 281-218-0880. We have 7 locations where we see clients, so they don't have to drive down to our main office in Clear Lake. And we want to give everybody an opportunity to really sit down and look at their finances and do the right things as far as their estate plan.
That is great. How about you?
Thank you. You can reach me at Prudential Anderson Properties, and I help all age groups find, real estate and to meet their individual needs.
That is great. Jason, you're 10 second or less.
Well, we're here to help families and help make sure that your parents stay comfortable and safe at home. And you can reach us at 832-602-2282.
That is great. Gary?
I can be reached at 281-542-0562. That's 281-542-0562 for any questions.
As usual, it's always a great show. We had a great time. Everything in regards to seniors. Get out there, look us up on Facebook, or go to our website, realestateratpack.com. Till next time, we'll talk to you soon.
And you've been listening to the Real Estate Rat Pack. The question is, who's Frank, who's Sammy, who's Dean, and who's the other guy?
Chris is Frank,
I'm
he's
Dean.
Dean, and I'm Sammy.
Yes, is that right? Yeah.
So tune in to the really big show every Saturday at 9 a.m. right here on 100.7 The Word, KKHT.